And let's talk a little bit about what's going on with the reports from Walmart and Home Depot yesterday, and the monthly sales data that we just got, and the information that we have on Target and Lowe's today. So, is this the best time to get in on retail trades? How does Voz do this? Are you saving up your Kohl's cash to buy other things? Whatever. Answer the question.
You know what? Look at it this way. Yeah, we've been the retail sector and the home builder sector have been those that you thought interest rates would come down on. Consumer discretionary is the third right now. We're getting results from retail that are showing mix. People are spending or they're not spending. It's not a shocker that Home Depot is seeing spending because people are spending still on their houses right now. They're trying to get that last push. You look at TJ Maxx, a little bit on the other side, and then Target on the other side do a big deal. I think this is going, the question is, when you get on the retail trail, it pains me to say there are going to be trades here for the next week and a half or so because people are doing exactly that. They're going out and stretching the limits of their wallets right now, and it's going to happen going into the shopping season. But when you put this little equation together, which is jobs coming down, and somebody in my family just lost their job Friday. Somebody in my family, so part of, it's hitting the Johnson household here, but jobs coming down, and at the same time, inflation still either staying level or maybe going down a little bit, but they've used up all of their cash. I don't know what happens there, Garrett. I mean, this has turned into some economic calculus. It does not pay well for the retailers over the next month. And as I mentioned, there's a seasonal trade. You buy the XRT right after Labor Day. You hold it until the day after Thanksgiving on Black Friday, and it almost wins every single time. If you look at the seasonality to the end of the year, it does not participate. So I'll be looking at that and pulling that apart very closely here. But yeah, you got to go with the flow here for a week or two, Garrett. I hate that.
Well, it's not always just, a measure of just doing this. I mean, one of the things that I'm watching right now, we'll pull this up, is, remember, there are indices that you could trade. You could trade the XRT, but this is the RETL. So this is the triple bull ETF for retail. And again, this is a little bit more illiquid than the XRT, but if you're trading it and you're doing it actively and you're only focusing on just this one thing, you're using limits to get in and out of the position, what you can see is this is going to trade like any other stock with VWAP. It's a little bit more illiquid. There's not going to be as much activity, but this is something that you might buy and hold if it breaks the VWAP and you hold for a couple hours to see if you get some moves. You can see that it had some chop yesterday, but the XRT is a little bit more liquid, obviously, and we've already seen this has really come down. So we're going to watch this morning. We'll see how it trades at the open. As you can see yesterday, you had a little bit of that pop. It traced pretty solidly for the day, coming off that bottom at around 945. We're always looking for that bottom at 945. And if you get it, you try to get in and out. You had a 66, got you to 67, and you can trade the Friday option with that as well.
Hey, Garrett, let me ask you this. We don't hear much about, it's kind of backed off supply chain, and we're seeing it in some of the reports. But what's your view here? When you look at the retailers' inventories, where's your cautious eye casting its doubt or maybe its opportunity right now?
Well, I think if you looked at what happened with the consumer price index, and even if you look at what happened with the PPI numbers, the reason that we saw a lot of things drop, the rate of inflation drop, not inflation itself, was because of used auto and because of retail prices. So that to me signaled that companies were clearing out inventory. Now, coming in for the holiday season, again, you have this situation here where companies are engaging in this crazy battle, right? Amazon kind of launched it with earlier Prime dates. There's not a Black Friday anymore. There's a Black Week. It might be Black November. I mean, it's going to be at the point where we're going to start putting up our Christmas decorations in July, just to start, that conversation about holiday shopping. Mm-hmm. I remain very bearish on this. I look at the XRT. I've seen this big pop. I don't think it's over yet. I'm simply looking to see if this gets up into overbought territory. I'll be patient. I'll wait a couple of days, maybe a week or so, and then I'm looking to short this into December. On the supply side, again, the costs of shipping continue to move higher. The drivers are not here. This is still going to be a problem for the foreseeable future. A lot of companies are trying to handle a lot of this on the private side, but they're not getting the tools that they need from government, from good supply side economics, good policy to help mitigate a lot of the problems that they face. Again, I think that this will just continue until it breaks. And at that point, we're looking at some of those companies in the supply chain business. Look at a company like iPath, which was supposed to be this huge organization or UiPath, which was supposed to be this organization to help streamline a lot of those supply chain challenges. It is an extraordinarily expensive stock. It is peeled back. And there are a lot of companies out there that either they became public companies in the wake of the SPAC boom, or they just simply had very high valuations over the last 2 to 3 years because of expectations around COVID. These companies are pulling back as well. So I'm stalking this. I'm being very, very patient because I don't think that we are done this year in terms of a sell-off. I'm expecting one more big one, and I think retail will be one of the leaders in that sell-off, Chris.